Hello, school community. It's a Friday evening, so little red wine, and why not talk a little bit more about critical risk management? So I put up a post talking about there's no shortcuts to effective critical risk management programs, and I've seen some commentary which is really good talking about software and AI can help potentially shortcut, or maybe not shortcut, but fast track that process, which is a fair perspective. And there's some great platforms out there that can help with that. What I have found in my experience is sometimes these health and safety platforms are based on a ineffective process, or maybe not ineffective, but let's say a process that's less than robust. So I'll give you an example. So I have seen, for example, in some of these off-the-shelf platforms that say that they're here to help, some of their critical controls wouldn't pass the test of actually being a critical control. So, for example, they're not specific, measurable, and auditable. They're not an act-object system, not related to the risk, or they may be a support activity or a monitoring activity or a verification activity, so not a true control, or their effectiveness of the control is ineffective. And they haven't passed those tests, but the software says, well, hang on, this is a critical control. Default in, here you go. And another example is I've seen some critical control verification checklists for these critical controls, which are essentially frontline worker checks. And if you've seen some of the stuff that I do, I think it's important that critical control verifications look at the system that supports what happens on the front line. It shouldn't duplicate what the frontline worker does, or what the frontline supervisor does, or even what a level 3 process like a hazard and housekeeping checklist or a VFL or things like that. So I think that's my reflection tonight. Been just hanging out, having some red wines and just thinking about these perspectives. I think, yes, the software can help. The software can fast track some things, but please do your due diligence to make sure that this software hasn't been built on an ineffective foundation. All right, there's my chat. Really interested in what other people have to say. Bye-bye.